Hello, everyone. Welcome to M.A.S.H. We have Jason Williamson here today to honor his grandfather, and he's going to tell us some of his favorite memories. And we're going to be putting him on the hero wall here at Holly Hill Veteran Cemetery. We're excited to have you. You drove all the way from
Newberry, South
Carolina, and we're going to have a ceremony putting the plaque on the wall, and he'll also be honored on the online hero wall that you can go to, and we'll have a video testimony today on there, as well as some pictures that you want to post and your tribute. So we want to welcome Jason. Why is your grandfather your hero?
He's my hero because the life that he lived. I've watched him growing up to be a pastor, a father, a grandfather, a brother, an uncle, and he was a family-oriented man, and he loved his family, he loved his friends, he loved his church family, and he didn't put them in a box. He had each in his priorities in order. Like when I got out of school in the summertime, I said, "Mom, so what you want to do this summer?" I said, "I'm going to spend time with my granddaddy." She taught school. She had school out. He was a pastor. I go to Columbia. He was pastoring at Denny Terrace Baptist Church at the time. He was there from '84 to 1998, which that's the time that I remember because I was born in '83. But I don't remember really spending time with him till I was 5 and 6 years old, wanting to stay with him when I could actually talk and make decisions sort of on my own, knowing what I wanted to do. So when I was in kindergarten, first grade, my summers, I would go to stay with him. And then when he retired in 1998, we spent a lot of time after his retirement. We went to the lake house, and where he left the parsonage and went to the lake, and that's where he resided till he became interim pastor at other churches. But those are the years that I have when he was pastor at Denny Terrace Baptist Church, which is, as far as I know, it's closed down now on Monticello Road in Columbia, because Pastor Waco and I have went down there a couple times to look at the church, but it looked like it's closed down. It's like it's not even in operation anymore. That's the memories that I have of him, like the memories of him, how to love, who to love, and who to trust. And he said, if you can't trust anybody else, trust your church family.
What's your most memorable experience that you had with him?
Probably as a young child, young boy, him taught me how to catch catfish with a tire. You cut a big hole in the top and a small hole at the bottom, and you sew the tire together, and you take your toe and lift the tire up, and then you dump the fish in the bucket. That's what I remember at Lake Watery with him, is how to catfish with tires.
And what is the most valuable piece of advice that he's ever given you?
Comes out of the Bible in 2 Timothy. Study to show thyself approved, rightly dividing the word of truth. So if you hit with opposition, you can test it with the Word of God, and if it doesn't line up with the Word of God, don't yield to that. And he said yielding to temptation is not a sin. The temptation is not a sin. It's when we yield to it. When we make a decision to follow that sin is when we sin. It's not the temptation to sin. It's yielding to sin.
That's great. That's great advice. What you told me that there was a quote, and you put the quote on his plaque. What is?
He had two quotes. I think they were both from Charles Haddon Spurgeon. In the front leaf of his Bible, it said, "Get them to Jesus as fast as you can." And I remember him telling me this as a young boy when I was in high school, when I was dabbling with trying to find who to date and who to hang out with. He said, "Jason, remember this one thing. Sin will keep you from the Bible, and the Bible will keep you from sin. Because when you're living in sin, you don't want nothing to do with that Bible. But if you're living right and doing what the Bible tells you to do, you don't want to forsake that and go to the world." And there's a lot of truth in that. And I know firsthand experience. When I was living out in the world before I rededicated my life to the Lord, I didn't want nothing to do with the Bible. And when I saw that quote of my granddaddy's, it hit like a ton of bricks, because I knew what to do, but I chose not to do it. And that's, and like he always told me, he said, when you train a child up as he wants to go, when he gets older, he won't depart from the word, he'll come back to it. So I was taught from a little boy in sawdust shavings and revivals and camp meetings at a very young age. Couldn't tell you what he preached, but I know what he preached, and I know I was brought up in it. And one day I was going to return back to my roots.
That's from what he instilled in you.
Exactly. I mean, you know, he wasn't a veteran, but he was a soldier for Christ. Lived his life devoted to Christ.
He's a hero.
He is. He's my hero.
Well, we're glad you're honoring him. I know he's looking down with a big smile, and now you'll be able to come see him and visit, get online and share his story. His legacy will live on for generations. Thank you for coming.
I'm glad to be here.